Greetings, beautiful ones, and welcome. I am your host and guide, Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art, here where we deep dive into tools for empowerment and healing. For this week's Mindful Monday share, I want to talk about the lessons of the lazy river. In my recent trip to Bali with my precious eldest daughter, we had the most profound experience on this water ride called the Lazy River. It was this gorgeous pool that went all the way around this restaurant. It had a rapids kind of flow. So you could either go on a floaty or just swim yourself. And we went on that ride so many times in the Lazy River. And it had so many profound lessons for what being in the flow really feels like in the body and what then resistance feels like in the body. And I must have gone in that Lazy River ride 50 times to really get that muscle memory and work through some heavy things that I was carrying and feel the release of it. So the way the ride went, you entered into shallow waters, and then there was a current that if you allowed, it would take you. And there was a part of the pool where you had to swim, you had to paddle to propel you forward, but it wasn't hard. It was quite easy. There wasn't a lot of effort, and there was so much beauty everywhere. The plants, the bird life, the little insects, and there was even this makeshift waterfall that you had to go through. So much beauty. And then once you passed that first little bit where you had to put a little bit of effort in, whoosh, the ride just took you. The flow, it sped up and took you all the way around to the end. And it was delightful. It was lighthearted. It was fun. It was very sensual. It was so much about what being in flow really feels like. A little bit of effort, just a little bit, an action step to get you to that first little bit, and then you're off. And that is the energy of flow. That's the energy of water. And I thought, yes, I'm going to remember this, because whenever there is a challenge in life, whenever something feels sticky and hard, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to remember what it felt like to let go, to surrender. You know, that little step forward, and then the universe takes over. Amazing. And my daughter wanted to set us a challenge and go the opposite direction around the pool, to go against the flow. Boy, that was hard. Okay, so again, starting at the beginning, well, of course, you know, to go in the opposite direction, we're going to be moving through the hardest bit, because the end of the pool was the bit that sped up. So it had the most resistance, it had the most power. And there we are, just every movement labored. It was such a good workout, just pushing against this force and really trying to move was very, very difficult. So it took me out of the present moment. I couldn't see all the beautiful things around me. I couldn't notice the garden or hear anything of the birds or notice anything, because every part of my focus was that next step and that next step. Because the moment I would release, whoosh, I'd be carried back with the flow. And so we're trying to go against the flow. I'm like, what a brilliant metaphor. Eventually we made our way around. It was hard. We got there. We got to the conclusion point, but it was suffering. It was challenging. It was difficult. So going against the flow was so much resistance, so much hard work, so much effort. Still got to the end point, but with so much suffering. And I thought, yes, this is the lesson of the lazy river. And I'm a major overthinker. So if you're like me and you're overthinking, going against the flow is the agony of being in that overthinking phase, because everything is labored, everything is with so much effort just to move forward. There is no continuity of flow. There is no space for creativity and for joy and for excitement, because it's just about getting to that next step, that next step, that next step. And gosh, I had just looped around this lazy river ride for hours, just going with and against, and going, yeah, where in my life am I allowing the river of life to just take me? And how does that feel? And how joyful am I then? And just taking a stock take of my experiences and go, yeah, that is when I went with the river of life. And oh, that is when I went against the current. Oh, yeah, that's when I went with the river of life. And then just go, okay, well, the challenge that I'm facing at the moment, or a decision that I can't get clarity on, I said, well, let the river of life just take me. And so I would sit with the problem or the issue or the question that was coming up, and then just flow. And then, because I'm having fun, because it's light, because it's just that little bit of effort just to get through the waterfall bit, the solutions just came up. And there was such a clear message of just let it be. Because when you ask, it is given. So just let it be. Let it unfold. Just let it be. And I was like, oh, is that all? Because then going the other way around, well, I couldn't keep that problem or that question that I had going in my mind at all, because it was just about that movement. And just noticing in the body, so the flow of going with the lazy river, it was light, it was sensual, it was this dance, it was gorgeous. And the other way, it was work. It was like, oh, it was just resistance. And then the minute of letting go, it's like, oh, why did I suffer so long? Because we're not here to suffer, my friends. We are here to enjoy life. We are here to be in the abundant flow and beauty and gorgeous lusciousness, deliciousness of what life is here to show us. And it doesn't mean we're never going to have difficulties. We are, even within the river of life, the lazy river, there needs to be a bit of effort. Otherwise, you're not going to be propelled forward. But once that little bit, that action step is taken, then whoosh, the energy of that will take you, because it is for you. And when it is not for you, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you push and pull, it's never going to happen with that much enjoyment. You may still get to the end point, but you're never going to have a good experience, because all of that energy of creativity, of beauty, of lusciousness, of abundance is taken up in just moving forward. So that is my Mindful Monday share for you. Take the lessons of this lazy river, whatever it is that's moving within you, surrender to it. Take that action step and then let it be, and let it carry you to places you may never have imagined it could take you, and be in the joy of that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share. Share the love. And thank you so much. Until next time.